Welcome back to Falcon Update live on YBTV. We've been away for a little bit, so we've got plenty of sports to catch up on. I'm Caleb Kukin.
And I'm PJ Rydell. And if you watched our Falcon 4 highlights during the fall last semester or just paid any attention to Messiah Sports, you probably already know the name of Matt McDonald. The senior forward for the men's soccer team had a historic season for the Falcons, tying the Division III lead in goals and points across the 2022 season. For his efforts, he was named the Division III Men's Soccer National Player of the Year, the 11th in program history. We here at YBTV had the opportunity to sit down with Matt and head coach Brad McCarty to talk about his incredible season and more.
If you've watched Matt play, I mean, what sets him apart is just his sheer athleticism and pace.
McDonald coming, plays it to him. He's going to take a shot, drive, goal!
But it's also his work ethic. Just, man, it's a blur sometimes when he gets going.
The rip, shot, and a goal! Wow.
Matt McDonald dominated defenses across Division III to the tune of 23 goals and 52 points, earning him the title of the 2022 National Player of the Year, the highest individual honor in D3 soccer.
I got a phone call from one of the coaches, and my first reaction was just like, wow, that's awesome.
But he'd rather give the credit right back to his team around him, on and off the field.
How lucky am I to be around 28 guys that are probably deserving of that just as much as me. The honor of that is a whole team thing. It's not just one person.
During the team's trip to Colombia last March, head coach Brad McCarty had a conversation with McDonald that played a key role in McDonald's development.
He was playing some small-sided games and shooting the ball all over the place, and I'm like, you play basketball, when you go in for a layup, is it power or finesse? He's like, finesse. And I'm like, no, it's both. Your power gets you opportunities, but you need to have more finesse around the goal.
Here's McDonald into the box. He's got a clean shot, goal! Yep. Just like that. Are you kidding me?
The analogy paid off as McDonald made the adjustments in confidence.
He had the confidence in me that I can be a good player. There's just a few aspects that I need to tweak, and giving me the confidence that I can be what he sees in me.
For McDonald, the team and faith that he represents is far more important than any award.
We get to wear Messiah across our chest. No other school, no other team can say that they get to wear their Savior's name across their chest while playing a sport.
Fortunately for the Falcons, McDonald will wear a Messiah jersey for one more year as he returns for his 5th year in 2023. It really was a ton of fun watching McDonald torch defenses all season, and I'm certainly looking forward to watching him again this fall.
And I feel bad for the other teams that have to face him one more year. But we can't get too far ahead of ourselves, as the current teams in action for the Falcons have been providing plenty of highlights as well. And we'll take a look at our favorite in this week's Falcon 4.
We'll start off the Falcon 4 with the women's basketball team, who had a special week as they celebrated the 2000-2001 women's basketball team that made it all the way to the national championship, the first time in program history. The current team played Widener in front of the legends that came before them. And the first highlight for the Falcon 4, Morgan Adams is going to get it inside the paint, driving baseline, and she gets checked, but the bucket is good. Morgan Adams hanging tough as we take a look at the replay. Driving baseline up, she gets checked, hits the deck, but she gets the one and she'll cash in from the free throw line. Morgan Adams tacking on some more, and that's not going to be the only Morgan Adams and women's basketball highlight for the night. We'll be back to her in a little bit for the women's game against Widener later on.
Before you go back, PJ, the men's volleyball kicked off their season as they face an out-of-conference foe, Marymount University, whom they've never beaten before. That would change as they look to start off the season undefeated in front of a large home crowd. Falcons find themselves down in the second set and are looking to go up 2-0. Here's the serve, a good adjustment by Stauffer. Here's the set, and Kagoro. Oh my goodness, the freshman rises up and sends that one. Here's the replay. And look at how high Kagoro gets here, leaving Marymount defenders no chance to even return it. Falcons only dropped one set to Marymount and went on to win the match 3-1 and got their season started by defending home court.
Yeah, how about Kagoro in his first collegiate game for the Falcons too, a name to remember for the next several years. Good to see the first round of spring semester sports starting their season strong. Now back to women's basketball as we head to the third quarter of their matchup with Widener. We've already seen Morgan Adams work some magic, and this time she'll do it again. Amber High driving into the right lane, gets the pass, almost a no-looker to Morgan Adams. And that's a tougher basket than it may look like. It's a good pass by Amber High, moving around her defender. Adams up and in through the contact. That would be an and one opportunity for her as well. as the Falcons never took their foot off the gas, soaring past the Pride for a dominating 67-52 conference win.
And now we're going to stay on the hardwood as Messiah men's basketball team took on the Widener Pride as well. The Falcons started off hot, all thanks to Evan Parker. Very early in the game, here's Evan Parker getting the ball at the top of the arc, and what a crossover. And Parker, oh my goodness, he puts that one up with the contact. Here it is again. Look at how far away he's being pushed from the basket there. Just throws up a prayer. Parker converts on the and one to give the Falcons an early 5-2 lead. The Falcons did struggle in the second half and dropped their 4th game in a row. They look to bounce back against York College on Wednesday.
And one's a common theme of the Falcon 4 this week, but that does it for this week's Falcon 4. But basketball and volleyball were not the only Messiah sports competing this past week. Messiah hosted 3 other schools for a full day of swimming on Saturday. The women's team dominated, beating Stevens, York, and Stevenson. While the men's team dominated Stevenson, they were narrowly beaten by Stevens and York.
The wrestling team competed in the MAC championship at York College. They finished with a strong 3rd place finish as a team after being projected to finish 7th place during the preseason polls. Asa Brunk was the highest placing Falcon, finishing 2nd in the 133-pound weight class. They're not done yet, though, as they will head to Wheaton Invitational this coming weekend.
Well, after all that does it for the YBTV Sports segment and Falcon Update. But don't go anywhere, as YB Tonight is back with some unique talent that you're not going to want to miss. Stick with us right here on YBTV.